Roar! Roar! Get back! Get back! Get back, you horrible beast! I have no fear! Ah! Oh my goodness! I'm so sorry, Dim, and owie, 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 owie. Okay, show Rosa the owie. Alright, Dim, it's okay. I have been in outhouses that didn't stink that bad. This is ridiculous. What a disappointment. No! Hey, you! I want my money back! No refunds after the first 2 minutes! Popcorn, stale popcorn! We're losing the audience! You clowns get out there now! Oh, I hate the performing on an empty stomach! Do your act, Heimlich, then you can eat. PT, what's the point? Not now, Slim. What's the point of going out there? They'll only laugh at me. That's because you're a clown! No, it's because I'm a prop. You always cast me as the broom, the pole, the stick, a splinter. You're a walking stick. It's funny. Now go! You parasite. Tra-la-la-la-la, spring is in the air, and I'm a flower with nothing interesting to say. A bee. I'm a cute little bumblebee. Here I come. Slow down, you flowers. Candy corn! Here, let me help you to finish it. Hey, cutie, wanna pollinate with a real bug? Oh, yeah! Come to Papa, yeah! So, being a ladybug automatic makes me a girl, is that it, Flyboy? Whoa, she's a guy! Francis, leave them alone, they're poo-poo heads! Not again. Judging by your breath, you must have been buzzing around a dung heap all day. Come on, Francis, you're making the maggots cry. All right, we're dying out there. Gypsy, quick, you and Manny, shh, he's in a trance.
Get him out of it.
You and your husband are up now. Manny, we're on. Oh, yet again, it is up to me to rescue the performance. Gypsy, come. Stage is the other way, dear. Yes, of course. Anytime, pal. I'm gonna pick the hairs out of your head one by one. Take your best shot. You name the place. Oh, yeah? Because when you get there, you are dead. Francis, let me handle this. That's no way to speak to a lady. I heard that, you twig.
Oh, my goodness. That is one of my favorite scenes of all time. One from my favorite movie of all time, if you guys don't know. I know it's not the best movie in the world, but it is my favorite movie in the whole world.
A Bug's Life.
Yes,
starring
A Bug's
Dave
Life.
Foley.
And it is just that scene right there. It's so much is going on. And
it's
so
bang,
great.
bang, 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 bang. And we could keep going, too. I stopped the scene.
I know.
We didn't
even get to flaming death. Oh, my goodness. That movie. If you haven't given that movie a good watch in a while, I hope listening to the quote makes you want to go watch it. You know what I mean?
Currently streaming on Disney+.
Yeah, so give it a check. But anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That episode 81. If you guys don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Get off the stage, you old hack! Huh? I demand to know who said that!
Ingrates! We've got KT in this corner.
Die!
And I'm your host of Bump That, and we are siblings who have a love for nerdy things, video games, movies, TV shows, all alike, and decided to talk about it on the internet with you people, and here you are listening. So, welcome! Starting off with some of this news, there's a lot of good stuff. But before we get to that, I'll let you know that the chunk is something we discussed last week in the episode about reissuing movies in the theater. Is it good, bad, or is it cheating? So that'll be our chunk for tonight. But let's go back to the news. This actually made me cry. Like, I teared up because it was so heartfelt and beautiful. I got emotional.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
What?
I saw the
I didn't
clips,
read the
yeah.
headline and cry from it.
Oh.
So I watched the video. It popped up on my TikTok. You had just sent it to us,
Well,
actually.
wait. What is it? What are we
I'm getting
talking
there.
About? Oh,
It
okay.
popped up on my TikTok, and I was like, this was so deserved. Brendan Fraser's 6-minute standing ovation at the premiere of The Whale. Oh my goodness.
At the Venice Film Festival.
Yes, and the cheers, the clapping, the way he so humbly looked and took the applause after being gone for such a long time, more than 2 decades, probably by now.
Not 2 decades.
No.
Well, what was the last movie he was in? Or
It
not?
was it was back like in 2009, 2010 was probably when he was
So at least
most
a decade
relevant.
and a half,
Yeah.
maybe, whatever. Still, to be so well received and appreciated, and the way he just stood there, with at one part when he first stands up, his like pant leg is like all the way up, still showing his sock, and
my
you can
gosh.
tell he's just kind of like shocked or flabbergasted by what is happening. I'm like, I'm tearing up in the club right now, It was so. I felt so happy for him. You know what I mean? Everybody around. He's sitting next to Sadie Sink from Stranger Things, and I'm like, does this girl even know who he is? But I sure hope she does, working in the industry. But I'm like, this man has gone through so much. And I posted it on my story, too, on Instagram. I'm like, just everyone needs to appreciate him.
And I'm really happy for him in the fact that his comeback wasn't from the Batgirl. That
Right.
He was re-noticed, if that's the right word, for his work for this film, which they're saying he should be a shoo-in for an Oscar nomination for.
Wow.
Yeah, they're saying that he should receive an Oscar for this. So
Do you know what role he plays in this film?
yeah, he is the father of the teenager. He plays the whale, the 600-pound man who's looking to reconnect his relationship with his teenage son. That's about all I know of it.
That's
I might
the
see it
main
later.
premise of the film. Yeah.
Where is it releasing in theaters or streaming?
It'll probably get a theatrical release. It's directed by Darren Aronofsky, who's done films like Mother, The Fountain, Requiem for a Dream,
Mother was
Black
weird.
Swan. Black Swan. He did Black Swan.
So okay, so like
So
kind of
those are a lot of-
psychological crazy movies.
Yeah, those are a lot of art house kind of thrillers. It probably will have a widespread release, but it's not. I doubt it's going to be like a huge. I mean, if the performance is well received enough, it could. But I mean, it's not. I don't think it's going to be a 200. It's not Top Gun. We'll say that.
Right. And I
No,
wouldn't think
but-
so, especially being such a, like you said, art house film, but kind of. I don't know any other person really who's seen Mother before. Most people, I would say, know what Black Swan is or have seen it, but the other ones, not so much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see with this one, maybe because
It's kind of an actor's showcase kind of movie. So it's all about the performances and diving deep into character. And so that's what's really great is that, this is, especially people think Brendan Fraser, he's a goofy guy who's done action movies and comedies, but
Yeah.
he's actually a very solid, realistic actor who's now getting a shot to do something really worthwhile. And obviously you can see from the reception that he's getting at the film festivals and across the industry that he's doing really good
I'm
work.
so happy for him. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like, is everyone recognizing this man? Can we all be so excited for him?
Is he gonna become Daddy Brendan?
On the show, yes.
Daddy Brendan.
Honorary Daddy Brendan.
Wait, whose daddy
Or
is he
Uncle-
then?
Maybe Uncle Brendan.
Oh, that's good
Uncle
too. I
Brendan.
like that. Yeah.
Because he's probably like in his 50s. He's not like a grandpa yet,
Well, I don't know, Brian. You call weird people.
Harrison Ford is your father, and he's
Harrison Ford could
80s.
easily
he
be
could
my dad.
grandfather. He could be our grandfather.
Yeah. So, where do we draw the line here with fathers and their ages? Moving on. Oh gosh, this one. I'm not.
This one made me angry.
Okay,
And I-
well then I'll go ahead and set it up and then you talk about it. Cars franchise added again with Cars on the Road.
Where else would they be?
You're so right.
I mean, you never know. The cars in space.
Space!
Oh, Lord. Okay, I will tell
Mater,
you why
what are we doing here? Wow.
It beats me. Heck if I know.
Oh
God.
gosh.
Jeez. Okay, so here's why I'm angry about this. So, we get Lightyear, which was a meh movie, and all of a sudden, there's not a whole lot coming from the Pixar lineup, but oh my gosh, if we get another, not just Cars movie, but a freaking series no one asked for, but it is competently made.
Oh man.
Yeah, how dare they? Now, here's why I say how dare they. It seems as though they are putting their resources into a franchise that's going to make them money.
Yes.
And, I mean, it's going to sell. It's part
Cars has always made them merchandising money up the wazoo.
yeah.
Well,
Up
even
the
it
boat.
is also still with the star-studded cast. It's the same cast.
Yeah, it is. And so, that's all well and good.
That's a good easy
Here's-
paycheck for them,
Yeah.
like-
Here is what I better see from Pixar. I had better see their next film coming out as like something I've never seen before, that they have poured their finances into, that is written extremely well, directed extremely well, acted well, the scenery is like new. That is what they better issue for me, because this is almost like a slap in the face.
Here's my thought process, just because I looked it up online right now. The past few films that they've made are not toy sellers. Do you think this is a cash grab to sell toys again?
Absolutely, so that they can like rebuild themselves up after Lightyear was a flop.
Because it's like, what Luca toys can you sell? Not really anything. You can't really
There's
sell.
a couple of Happy Meal toys.
Wait.
Yeah.
They're Happy Meal toys.
Wait, let's pause on that really quick. I think it was last year, Ileana. Do you remember that plushie that I sent you of Luca? It wasn't actually of Luca. It was of what's his name?
Alberto?
Oh yeah, Alberto, and it was hideous.
Yeah.
I
Who
was
wants
like,
a half fish boy toy or plushie?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind a sea monster toy of
Still,
Alberto, but
no.
it has to look good.
And
oh
then
my gosh.
Turning Red can only really do like pencils and like back to school bags
Well, you
or
also
anything.
have the plushie of
May
Red
as the Red
Panda.
Panda. But,
but that only goes
even
so far.
still, not every kid's gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to get myself a May Red Panda plushie. So they're kind of like, Pixar is struggling. What toys can we put out? Encanto sold big and made millions, probably in their toys as well.
Probably just with the capybara.
Yeah, oh my gosh, the capybara. But Pixar hasn't been able to produce anything, and the Lightyear film was not a flop, but it didn't do great.
Oh, it flopped.
It's
did
a
it?
flop.
It is
It's
a
a
flop?
flop.
Are we
Yeah.
classified? Okay, classified flop. So
That's a $200 million movie that barely squeaked in 125.
and no one
domestic.
talks about it either.
They're sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah, complete. I don't know a kid that's like, I saw Lightyear last week and it
I'm
was
gonna-
red.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I have lost all faith in Pixar. I'm gonna be the first one to say it. I've
You
lost
guys
it.
heard it here first.
And here's one thing I keep going back to, and this is how I think Pixar has lost its way with everything that's happened since Onward was like the beginning of the end, and then it was just a slow descent. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Ooh, a good one.
But now all I can think about is just how tone deaf Pixar has become. They've lost their way completely. All now I can think of is Mei Mei at the end of Red Panda when she's whining, complaining to her mom, I can do this, I can do that. If I want to, dance like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, you're trying to say that you're an adult, but you're talking like an idiot child, like like a fool. So at this point, Pixar, you gotta do something to regain my faith because I've lost it. I've lost it.
No, I
you guys,
think you're right.
Like Cars is fine. Like Cars, if that's how you want to try to get.
Safe.
Life is a highway.
Because when that first Cars came out, 2006, airplanes, it's just money. It's just printing free money.
Planes.
Honestly,
It was just called planes.
Yeah. So, but other than that, as far as technical blockbuster status, achievements, creativity, man, I'm out on Pixar, dude.
Yeah. I feel like you're right there, but then we have Elementals coming, or is it Elements or Elementals?
Elementals, I think.
I thought it was elementary, dear Watson.
Oh, and you haven't even heard a lot about that either.
There's no buzz, no talk of like, this is the actor playing, the leads or something. Nothing. So how can we get excited for any upcoming Pixar film when we just got off of Lightyear that was literally a disappointment?
I don't know.
I don't know. And I know we're talking about Cars, and I like Cars. I will be one of the first people to say, like, I like the first movie. Second movie, not so much.
I like the third one.
Second movie can go in the dumpster. I don't really care about that. But the third one was great. I actually really liked it. So, I mean, it's fine that they're going to revamp it. I just feel bad that this is what they have to offer us right now, basically. Like, this is all that they have. They don't have any other exciting films, a Ratatouille 2, or a really brand new IP that'll go down in history. Do you know what I'm frustrated with them. They need to do better. Do better, Pixar. Do better. You can be better. And I don't know if they just need to bring back creative minds from the past.
They gotta go back to their roots. They gotta go back to what they did back in the 90s when they were just a ragtag group of nerds. I'm dead serious. That's who they were. All those guys, the Brad Birds, the Lasseters, the Pete Doctors, the Stantons, bunch of nerds that,
they were mostly excited
and
about
animating.
Yeah, they were mostly excited about the animation aspect of it. Gosh, I've taken so many history courses on animating that all those names pop up, and how excited they were about computer graphics finally coming to the scenes and trying to make it as exciting as possible, but then using like childhood stories that they had or ideas and hitting it up with other people and then spitballing it and then it becoming a big snowball of a movie and it being a success, like Toy Story. That's like the biggest success story, and it's the first one, but of just what a concept, And I wish they could go back and recreate those very imaginative, creative things, but also utilizing the more advanced technology and animation skills that we have today. And it's just not there.
I want to see a crossover.
Oh gosh, what is it like? Timmy
yeah.
Hour?
Wally meets Ratatouille.
No.
Wally meets Brave.
Oh, see, that's another one. Brave 2, I would be all over that. As of more recent years, Brave is going higher up my list.
Don't go up sequels. Don't do sequels. No more sequels.
Wally meets Zurg. No.
Zurg wasn't even good. It was such a fail.
No, I mean like Toy Story 2 Zurg.
Yeah, now that's where we need to go back. When you're making these like plot twist things, it was Buzz the whole time.
It was him the whole time.
That's not even a spoiler. It's boring.
Oh
so
God.
I'm done. I'm done with them. They really got to surprise me and shock me with their upcoming films. I'm with Brian.
But hey, one thing then to give them some positivity. Disney went through the same thing back in the 70s, the 80s.
Yeah.
Disney went through that tough period of time where everything they did was Shrek.
Black Cauldron.
Exactly. But then after a while, they're like, you know what? Let's go back to the drawing board. What really works for us? Ooh, princesses, musicals. What if we did something like that and we
Little
and
Mermaid was born.
and we brought dazzling animation and storytelling, big musical settings. Oh, now you got Little Mermaid, you got Beauty and the Beast, you got Lion King, Hunchback. You had that whole string of hits in the 90s, and then you had that down period again.
You had Home on the Range in 2000.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, boom shakalaka, you got Tangled, and it's like, wow, this is great. Keep doing more of this, So
Yeah.
Pixar, I don't have faith in them right now, but maybe give them some time, and they'll find their time.
And they kind of went like that again when Good Dinosaur came out too. It was like, what the heck are they coming out with? And then they came out with Inside Out. And it was like, oh, here we are again. All right, they did it. It's good. It's a hit.
Yay!
So hopefully they just get some brighter minds up in there in the Pixar studio. I don't know. Right now, I'm with you, Brian, though. I feel you. Mm-hmm.
All right, talk to me about the show.
It was so good. All right, next in the news. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Wow. Wow.
Wowie zowie.
Wowie. Zowie
I'm
wowie.
so jealous right now. You have no idea. I've
Well,
been wanting
Brian,
to see
why
it so
why
bad.
didn't you watch it? Like we know why, but
Oh,
so that everybody knows that you're a
because
true
I
fan.
was at the cabin with the family over Labor Day weekend, which does not have Wi-Fi or consistent
But
electricity,
It was
but
for
I
a
wanted
good reason.
the whole spiel. I want to sit in front of my big screen TV with surround sound and the snackies and get that whole thing going.
Well,
So
you want to know how we watched it? Oh my goodness. Wait, okay, so Brian couldn't watch it because he was at the cabin, but it was the last summer shebang because your girls went to school yesterday for the first time? Or
today, actually.
Today was their first day
Yep.
of school. Where Hunter and I ended up watching it is in our new house that has nothing in it. We sat on a futon. I had sushi, he had a cheeseburger, and our coffee table that we have is one of those storage bins. So we had that with our sushi and hamburger, and then my iPad, because we don't have a TV. We don't own a TV yet. So we watched Rings of Power on a tiny iPad and ate sushi and a cheeseburger. And it was still so good. I felt like I was in college or something.
Meanwhile,
Cool.
at KT's house,
The biggest screen you've ever seen on the wall.
yeah,
The projector?
Yeah,
we have a projector on our wall, and it does 720. I think it does 1080p. Yeah, it's 1080p. And yeah, I had a big bowl of popcorn.
Dang.
And we have, it's not surround sound, but it's loud. So yeah, we watched it in style and comfort. And you know what? I loved it.
I loved it.
So good.
So critics have already been crapping on it, and I don't
No,
get it.
hold
I don't
on,
get it.
hold on,
I don't
hold
get
on. I don't think that's true. I think that's been mixed. I've seen lots of positive critical reviews, mostly a lot of audience reviews that aren't great, but
Right.
from what I've seen, it's been pretty positive. So.
It's so good.
Okay, so here is what it is. I'm not going to give any details, but these two episodes is setting up different parts of Middle Earth.
Right.
You are looking at different realms within Middle Earth, and it explains pretty much the beginnings of everything.
It's a lot of exposition then.
It is, and so I think that's why people have a problem, because there's a lot to explain. You have to have exposition with a story like
But
this. But people
I
don't
wouldn't
like to
say
hear
it.
that.
I wouldn't say it's a lot though. I mean, they fill it in with a lot of action too.
Well, right. However, I think because it was jumping around a lot,
Yeah.
I think that people don't follow that quite well. I don't know. Maybe that's pretty.
Maybe too bouncy.
Well, and
For some people, not for me.
Maybe it's just
I
hard
thought
to
for some
follow.
people.
It's just hard to
It's
follow
not-
and hard to
It's
track.
not even hard to
It's
follow, but I
not.
think for people that they just like, oh, okay, we just like a driven story.
Straightforward story.
Yeah. So
A straight
but there-
narrative. Yeah.
There are a lot of things to cover.
There's also a lot of characters already
Yeah, but you know, like, and I'm gonna say this as a slight against the Hobbit films. Like, I remember who they are. Like,
Yes.
like I can remember their faces. I know what their purpose is.
Yes.
Which is you know, different from the Hobbit films, where you were following the same people in 3 films.
But you don't
Well,
even
you
know
still-
their names.
Yeah, and so, you know, I don't remember the names of the characters in the films, or excuse me, the
Well, there's
episodes yet.
13 dwarves, you know, and how can you remember 13 dwarves that maybe have 20 seconds of dialogue
I mean,
each one?
I don't know.
It was just, that's where they failed. That
kind
was
of
bad on
I
their
mean,
part.
that's kind of the drawback with the story of the Hobbit and Tolkien, is that he added all these different 13 characters plus a Hobbit plus a wizard, you know, and there's only room for so much.
I
you know.
can't really say that, because in Lord of the Rings, you have a whole plethora of characters, and you remember their names. You remember their struggles and like every detail about them.
Well,
So,
each one is different. I mean, at least you have 4 hobbits, 2 men, a wizard, a dwarf, and an elf, and then the
lots of
bad
other
guys.
elves and lots of other men and lots of bad guys and
Yeah.
so on.
Right.
I don't know,
So
but
the
but
show,
back to the show.
the show has already received some backlash because it stars black people in
Okay, I'm
the
not
show.
even gonna entertain that.
It is so ridiculous that
I'm
that
not
is
even gonna
even
entertain
a,
that.
a discussion. They're like, oh, but it, you know, the first films or like the originals only star a white cast and blah blah blah. I'm like, get off it.
To
you
those
know?
people, I have a message. Shut your dang mouth. No one cares about the trash that you are saying. Like,
Yeah.
either in person or on the internet. Just shut up.
It was the same thing with Star Wars, Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
That
just-
giving what I can't remember her name, but they gave her a lot of backlash as well. It's like, people, can y'all maybe like shut up?
I think it's people just looking for attention and they need Jesus. But anyway, no, I think that Galadriel is amazing. Wow, I love her character.
Wait, are we talking names?
I mean,
Well,
I'm just-
that's not a
you
spoiler.
see
It's not-
Galadriel.
Okay,
No,
I'm
it's
just
not.
I'm just
And-
making
I'm not
sure.
saying what she's doing.
In every
you see her all
promotional
over the
thing we
place.
see her, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't
yeah.
know it was her
Yeah.
when I was seeing it, so
Okay. Well, Galadriel is amazing.
yes, she is.
The elves, or excuse me, well, actually the imagery. Let me back up and say the imagery is, wow, that is crispy. I love what they do with the colors, with the
It's
blues
so
and the golds and the grays
pretty.
and the whites and the greens. Everything just like is
The
so
yellow tree?
sharp.
Ah,
yeah.
it's gorgeous.
Everything is just like pops and is so
Oh,
clear and clean. I love it.
Brian, you only got a couple more days. You're almost there, man.
Yeah.
Some
it really-
bright morning
and-
when this life is over.
This was going to be the problem for a lot of people was, is the CGI going to be too much? No. It's not.
No.
It
It's
is wonderfully made so far. I'm captivated by it. I'm like, I don't know how they would have done that without CGI. So it works, and it looks well done. You know, it's not like, oh, that is muddy and gross looking and too much.
So Amazon did well by spending $1 billion on this thing.
yes.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, yeah.
money well spent. So
Speaking of merchandise, they're gonna be able to merchandise the heck. Out
yeah,
of
they
this.
will.
The heck out of it.
Yep.
Oh, you know what's like really cool? Okay, I don't know if this is spoiler territory. I hope this isn't anything spoily. Forgive me if it is. I like the spookiness of it. It's very spooky.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What's
yes, it
spooky?
is.
Explain yourself.
Are you talking about the house scene?
That and other things. Like, it's just spooky. I'm
No,
gonna
it's-
leave it at
no,
that.
it's not.
I'm gonna in some aspects it is. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No.
Just remember that I said it's spooky. And I'll let Brian be the deciding factor. It's spooky.
I want Brian to text us after he watches it and be like, spooky where?
More like suspenseful. Maybe that's a better word.
Yeah, not
Suspenseful.
spooky. I would maybe not even suspenseful. You're not even like at the edge of your seat or anything. You're just kind of like, what's gonna happen? Not like, oh, this is gripping or anything.
No,
because
but I
nothing
think-
was
I think
like at stake
suspenseful.
like that to me.
No, not yet, but you know,
There are
I think that
exciting
is
things
suspenseful.
happening.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap, well, what is that thing? But
What's going on? Why is that happening?
yeah, I would.
Ah!
Spooky
No,
is
don't do
not
that.
not the right word for Lord of the
Ah.
Rings. Even the other films where they have spooky things weren't even
It was
spooky.
spooky.
In the original
in the
films,
first one, yeah. In the
The
first
original
one,
films
the
are
hobbits-
very spooky.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me, Ileana? When with you know what, like the whole first movie with all of the ring wraiths, every scene where the ring wraiths were in it, that was spooky. When they were sitting under the tree, and the guy, I sound like mom.
but I
the
don't
guy,
know if spooky is the
in the
word I would
hood?
use. Now that's where I would use suspenseful, not spooky. I would just be like, oh shoot, he's right
It
there.
was scary.
And you're kind of like left with your mouth open, like, what's gonna happen?
that's-
Ileana, what does spooky mean to you? Like when they're on Weathertop and all of a sudden the
Yeah.
ring wraiths start converging on them and it's all dark and everything and there's like
Yeah,
this
and then he puts on
spooky.
the
ominous.
ring.
That is the definition of spooky. What's wrong with you?
No.
Oh
Why is
my
this
gosh.
scary?
I'm not scared or anything.
It
Oh,
is
wait,
spooky. That's not. There's a
wait.
difference between scary and spooky.
I don't
There's
think-
a difference.
But we can all agree the scariest moment of all of Lord of the Rings, and Mom can attest to this.
Yeah.
Bilbo, yeah, Bilbo
Yes!
tries to grab the ring.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Yeah.
real quick, I'll tell this story real fast. My two best friends had never seen Lord of the Rings before. I'm like, I don't know if I can be your guys' best friends anymore until you see this movie. Yeah? So they come over and watch it on the TV, and I've got it loud because I want them to get the full effect of this movie. Is that the second? Yeah, that's the second one. Two Towers. So
No, it's the first one.
no, it's not.
If you're talking about the scene with Bilbo and Frodo,
It's
that's
the
the
first
first
one.
movie.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Don't ever question me on this again.
Yeah,
How dare you?
neither.
Sorry, I thought it was the second
Smite
one.
you.
My bad. But that scene was about to pop up, and Megan and Sogi are sitting on the couch, and I'm just staring at them, waiting to see their reaction. And it's loud. And it happens. They screamed so loud, and I'm dying. I'm laughing so hard because they weren't expecting it at all. No, that's scary. That was like, ah, you know.
But see, that's scary. Spooky is about like atmosphere, you know.
Yeah.
And
like in the second one when they're in the swamp and the ghosties are getting them, like the souls
That's not
are trying to.
spooky either.
that is
spooky. What are you talking about? They're going after
you do not
him.
know what spooky means.
No.
Obviously,
Maybe
you do
I've
not
become
know.
truly desensitized to scary things or spooky
Oh,
things.
you know what, Brian? You know what it is? Ileana needs to be shown skeletons. That's what it is. That's yeah.
Put on Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm done. I'm done for.
War of the World.
That
You just-
is spooky. No, not that one. That one's more like, what the heck now?
Oh, really?
It was 2005. I was
Oh,
a child. Thank you very
really?
much. So now it's kind of like, meh. But still, Pirates of the Caribbean, when Elizabeth is hiding in the closet. Hello, puppet. You're like, that's freaky. No, thank you.
That's
but
the
anyways,
same spooky thing as everything we've talked
no,
about.
that one is spooky because you're like, they're gonna get you, they're gonna grab you, and you know it.
What the ring wraiths are gonna get you. The ring wraiths are gonna get you.
So I want to know what other people have to say about Rings of Power. Please leave a comment down below. I really, really want to know because, I mean, wait, Brian, when you watch it, that'll be 3 episodes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Are you
watch
gonna
all
watch
3.
them all? Oh,
I'll watch them all.
Nice. I'm excited for you. You'll have to text us after you finish it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be long though. They are long episodes, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
So, all right. Moving on in the news. Dang, I'm so excited. I keep thinking about that show all day. But more later. Splatoon 3 leaked online early. Katie, what do you have on this?
All right, so Nintendo and video games in general, they have a history of having their video games or information leaked, or even consumers' information leaked. Well, this time, the games got to the customers early.
How?
And so, I don't know. And so, people are already showing their versions of the game on the internet, and yeah.
Did
that
like
game's
they
nuts.
pre-order it or something, and then it just popped
Yeah.
up live on their Switch, and they're like, "Oh, I can click it."
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
Well, it's physical copies.
Oh, how?
Yeah, so I don't know. So let's see. I'm reading the article I read comes from Kotaku, and it says, quote, "It's important to begin by saying exactly what is meant by leak. Most often, and certainly so in this case, it's not due to something so nefarious as a hack or even a disgruntled company employee attempting to spoil a game launch. It's simply the retail copies got to their customers early. Thus, Splatoon 3 is having footage spammed across Reddit, while cracked versions of the games are reported to have already appeared for PC." So,
they got sent their copy early.
yep.
What? How does that happen? Are stores just like shipping it to people, or where are they getting these copies from? Like Amazon
See. It says, it continues, quote, "This all leads to some interesting and certainly nuanced territory. The Splatoon subreddit has announced its intention to remove any posts that give away previously unrevealed elements of the game's story on the basis that they're considered spoilers. However, it's worth noting this isn't that's a new word to me, prurient response to the game's leaking, but rather their standard approach to spoilers, with even stricter story spoiling rules coming into effect once the game is officially released." So, I just don't know.
Could they somehow go into the system and have it that they can't play the game? You know how they can do live updates on everybody's Switches through the game? I wonder, can they just halt the game?
I'm not even sure. They probably won't, because the game comes out Friday.
Oh, okay, so then it's not even worth it.
Yeah, so it's like, well...
So I guess they'll just
There you
say,
go.
don't put stuff online. You can
And
play it, I guess, but I mean...
As of last week, actually, when they had, I call it an open house for the game, where they had the Splatfest, for free, people were already cheating, and they're banning cheaters already.
Good, ban them.
Of Splatoon 3, man. That game's, like, not even completely out, and people are already being banned for being mean and evil. It's like, for heaven's sake, guys, this is it's a game. Okay?
It's an online Nintendo game. Like, get a hold of yourself. I can understand if it's League of Legends or Apex or whatever or something, but Splatoon 3... Get a grip. Get a grip.
Get a grip, guys.
It's supposed to be family fun for everyone.
Hey, you said you're not going to get it, Ileana.
You know,
Are you still on that boat?
So here's the thing. I can't remember what it was. Maybe Arlo's video on the Direct or a second Direct about it. I can't remember which one. And after hearing more about what's in it, looking at the updates, I could very well get it. Not now, because I have way too many expenses in my life to afford buying a video game, unfortunately.
Ooh, married.
Honeymoon house! I don't have a TV or a sofa.
Oh, sorry, my dogs are going crazy.
Oh my. But, so, I like what they have to offer. I've liked what they showed. But I don't know if I want it yet, because I still have Splatoon 2, and it does the exact same thing. It still works the way that the game should work. I don't know. It's got a lot to... The new one has a lot to offer, but I don't know if I want to cough up the money just yet to buy it.
Yeah, I can see that, and I might wait as well, but who knows? I might get impatient and go...
So for the battles, is it always divided in 3 teams now, or
No, that's just for
Splatfest?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Because I'm like, I don't want to play against 3 teams every time, and like the 2 top players are in the middle.
That's just Splatfest.
Okay, that's good. But still, I mean, there's a lot to offer in this new one. That's exciting, but the core gameplay is still pretty much the same. Do you know? Like,
but I mean, it's sort of like Mario Kart. It's sort of like
it's shiny, it's polished with some new things, but it's still the same. But with every new Mario Kart installation, it's on a different console. This is the same console.
Well, not necessarily the case. They probably think more like handheld devices. You know, for like your 3DS or your DS or whatever, they put out multiples of everything.
Right. Well, on for the Switch they haven't. For the Wii they didn't. So I'm kind of like, well, you know, they worked for when I had them, so I don't feel like I need a second copy.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be that they're setting it up for the next Nintendo console where they put it on this console.
Yeah.
Sort of like they did with the Wii U, and then it'll just go along with the new Nintendo Switch, whatever that is.
It's different looking at it from a Breath of the Wild point of view. The second game is a completely different game. Same world, different game. Mm-hmm. Splatoon 3 is a same game, same console, different add-ons. So, what is there, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited. I want it.
Man.
And I want to be able to like the new band. I really do. I really want to like them, but right now I'm still not convinced.
This update, I was like, finally, you don't have to sit through the stinking news.
Oh, yes.
That is a pain in the butt every time you have to get out of it. The other one I really like is that you can play in the waiting room, in the lobby. That's awesome. So the updates are great. They're great updates. I just don't know if for me it validates spending another $60 on the same game just with perks or, you know, shines or something.
Whoops, sorry,
don't worry,
my doggies are going crazy.
Boo!
Again.
Shut up. So that's what I've got to say about Splatoon 3. It's exciting. I'm happy for the people who really want to play the game and don't have it yet. So, I mean, there's them. But moving on, Disney Animation Studios are in production for a new musical comedy tentatively titled Penelope. So, what do we know about Penelope? I don't know why I'm making it British. I don't even know if it's British.
Penelope. So I'm wondering if this is Disney's. We sort of talked about it, but I wonder if this is Disney's third attempt at a renaissance or whatever number we're on. And I say that because it's a princess movie. It's allegedly about the Princess and the Pea.
Is it live action or?
No, it's
okay.
Well, actually, no. Let me go back. It's no word. This is coming from Animation World Network. No word on whether it's live action or animated. Mm-hmm. But it will loosely follow Hans Christian Andersen's tale, The Princess and the Pea. It may come out next year. So
I don't remember that story.
The girl has to sleep on a mattress, and there's a pea underneath it.
Mattress.
Yeah, and then or it's like a ton of mattresses. It's like 100 mattresses, and then if she's able to feel the pea, then she's perfect for the prince.
Yeah, because her skin is like really fair. Uh-huh. She's so like delicate and fair that she can't sleep well because there's a pea under the mattress, and she's like, "Oh, I got back trouble."
What isn't
the heck?
This is I don't know.
This isn't Tempur-Pedic.
This isn't Tempur-Pedic.
Wow, good one.
Oh my god! If that joke is in the movie, you heard it here first. Tempur-Pedic.
Oh
Swear.
my goodness!
Oh my gosh!
I don't know what I hope it is.
I don't know. How do you turn that into a freaking
Disney film? I mean, I don't know.
I just don't know.
Also, I don't know if I'd like to see that live action or animated.
Oh, guys, we need to go to We need to go to the furniture store.
We need to go to the Fred's Beds down the street and check out all these mattresses.
Hey, this one, and then they run into they run into Goldilocks. This one's too soft. This one's too
Is
firm.
it the little peas from the Toy Story film that were in the pod?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
This one doesn't offer massages and doesn't contour to my body movement at night.
I'm snoring constantly. No, what
My
the
husband
heck?
can't sleep.
Shay, that woman's not married yet. She's supposed to be finding the prince through this pea. So, I don't know. What the heck are they going to do with that?
I don't know, guys. What's Disney doing?
Disney, what the crap? They've done a lot of, what's his name? Hans Christian Andersen?
Yeah, Anderson.
Anderson. They've done a lot of his films. So, we got to figure out what this one's going to be about. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they've done his films before. They've all ended up good. So, we'll see. So, this is another bump that will be there.
Oh, Lord, maybe.
When it comes out.
Maybe. Yeah, and I could see the people over at Disney being like, guys,
I got
we
it.
got a problem. No, we got a problem. Okay, so how are we going to really shake up this market? What has worked for us in the past? I got it. Hans Christian, and it's like pull the cord.
It's
and
like
there's
a
his
whole...
like bust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's his bust, and it's like Hans.
Oh, they're all bowing down to him or something.
Yeah, because if you look at all the works that they've done by Hans Christian Andersen, Little Mermaid, Frozen, what was it? Crap, there was more that I can't even think of it. Even the early films. It wasn't Cinderella. Their earlier films were also done by Hans Christian Andersen.
I think those are like the only two, honestly.
No, there were more.
The other ones are Brothers Grimm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but still.
Either way.
Those were the money makers. I mean, think about it. Oh no, Tangled? Was that one? I don't know.
No,
doesn't matter.
that's
doesn't
Grimm.
matter.
If you think about it, if you think about it, those were the two movies that lifted them up out of their, slump. First it was The Little Mermaid, and then it was Frozen, and now here we are. You could argue that
Fantasia,
Tangled,
2000, Little Mermaid, Thumbelina, The Ugly Duckling, The Little Match Girl, The Red Shoes, and now The Princess and the Pea.
yeah. So, I mean, you could argue that Tangled was the one.
The Little Match Girl was the little short
that was that
they
really
did.
sad one.
Yeah.
That was a sad one.
What the heck?
Oh my, that was the most despicable movie ever made. Like,
Oh,
Like
it
short
was
film.
Really, really sad.
like what the heck, dude? How am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do with this?
Did I ever talk about this with the Buzz Lightyear film? They didn't put a short in the beginning.
No, I knew that. We talked about that.
Did we? Because I was
Yeah.
really upset about that.
I was too.
I mean, I didn't want it to be that 10-minute Olaf film again, but I mean, I at least wanted something. That was before Coco, and I remember watching that with Katie going, what the heck is this? I feel like I've already seen a movie. We've been here 30 minutes! That movie hasn't started!
Hey, more bang for your buck.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, speaking of movies.
Speaking
guess
of
what, guys?
movies, oh my goodness, and bump that being there for when it comes out. But
Maybe.
What the heck? We're gonna die by then. Super Mario movie by Illumination set back to spring of 2023.
No, that
What?
makes sense.
Why?
No.
I
That's
was
when
excited
Sonic-
for Christmas.
Sonic. That's when Sonic came out this past spring, which made a bundle. So they're
So they
probably
were-
taking
Okay, but
advantage of that same time
Here's my
frame.
thing. Here's my thing. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, since 2020, these past 2 years have been rough. Can we agree on that? Wait, just follow me. These past 2
Been
years.
there, heard that.
Okay, so listen to me. I'm a simple person. Okay, I like the simple things. I enjoy the simple life. I like my my Kroger vanilla ice cream. Okay, if I'm feeling adventurous, I'll get it with little vanilla beans in it. I just want simple pleasures in life, okay?
Of the Mario movie!
To cap my freaking year off with the freaking Mario movie! And I can't even bloody get that! So I have to just... This Christmas, I have to sit at home with my Kroger vanilla beanless vanilla ice cream.
That's the worst, man.
Watch who knows what.
I'm telling you, you're going to just be watching Klaus for the 18th time.
Yeah, I have to watch the Uncanny Valley. That is the Polar Express for the millionth time. And even they got presents at the end. I can't even get the Mario movie.
Speaking of Uncanny Valley...
Dude, I mean, this could be a blessing in disguise.
Widow, say something.
Let me
go ahead.
The Uncanny Valley scene in the Chip and Dale movie.
What?
That was so... Have you still not seen that movie?
Yes.
Okay, with Seth Rogen playing, like, the Uncanny Valley thing.
Yes. For a moment, like, I thought you were talking about, like, the Chipmunks. I was like, what are you talking about?
No.
Chip and Dale.
They went to the Uncanny Valley section. Yeah. No, that was great. But no, I am super disappointed. Look at Lulu behind me. Do you see that?
I see her.
Look at her. She's just staring.
I had to kick my dogs out because they were being a ruckus.
But no, my Christmas is ruined now. You know how we always joke about that? But finally it actually happened. It is ruined because I'm not getting what I wanted for Christmas, which was the Mario movie. I was literally telling Hunter just the other day how excited I was and how I know how ridiculous it is to say that, to be excited for the Mario movie. But I'm like, look at the cast. It's going to be great. Illumination is doing it. I want the ha-has, sillies. I want to laugh. And with that movie, the cast is going to make me ha-ha. I'm going to ha-has.
But what if it's like the Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo Mario
You know it's
movie?
not going to be.
What if it is?
But you know it's not going to be.
What if it's like the jam between my toes? Okay.
But it's not going to be.
It's not going to be.
There's no comparison.
Because
they made that train wreck of a movie and they're like, never again.
Okay, but have you guys seen Rise of Gru yet?
No, I haven't.
It was good. I laughed. It was funny. The plot was stupid, but it was okay because it was a good movie regardless. It's an Illumination film, and Saber Spark talked about this, and he was like, I hate that I have to say it, but it is a good film. It's just a stupid film. And I'm kind of expecting the same for the Mario movie. It'll be a good film, but it's going to be a stupid film. And I'm okay with that sometimes. Sometimes you just have to say, this movie is not going to be an Avatar,
but
the Lord of the Rings. It's not going to be the Ratatouille, the Incredibles. It's just going to be simply the Mario movie.
Here's my thing. I just wanted to laugh at the end of the year.
Oh, a big ol' laugh for the year.
Yeah. I know it's gonna be a silly movie. I'm anticipating it. It's not gonna win awards.
Exactly.
It's not gonna be nominated for, best animated picture. I mean, for heck, it might be. For all I know, it could be nominated for best picture.
Could be the next Shrek, for all we know.
Yeah. I just want it. Okay, I want it. Give it to me.
I want to see what they're going to do with it. They've got the cast. I'm excited for the cast. Donkey Kong is in it. And then that's going to set us up for a Donkey Kong movie and a Donkey Kong video game. And the future is now. I want it now. I'm just excited.
I want the sequel already.
So I'm disappointed. Can I be disappointed for not having the Mario movie as a 25-year-old woman?
I mean, as a soon-to-be 33-year-old woman, I am disappointed. I think I've made that very clear.
Brian's like, yeah, I don't care.
Football
like-
draft.
Yeah, draft football. Rings of power.
I just don't want to get in trouble by Mrs. Bauman.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of which, we gotta move on to the chunk.
All right, it is chunk time. So last week we touched on this and wanted to go into it more, but said we'll save it for another episode because we had much more to talk about last week. So the chunk this week is about reissued movies coming back to theaters. Do we think it's good, bad, or is it cheating for them to try and get more box office money out of these films? So what we were talking about last week is how Jurassic World, right? Jurassic World was put back in theaters. Is it going to keep making money? Is it good, bad, or cheating? And, you know, just that discussion. So, Brian, why don't you go ahead, give us a little more, and talk about it. What do you think?
As far as movies being reissued, I'm totally for it. I have no problem with it whatsoever, especially for newer audiences. It depends. Like, when you have a movie like Jurassic Park Dominion, which came out early in the summer, and then it gets re-released at the end of the summer, for whatever reason, I don't know. If you liked it, you want to go see it again, go see it. But if it's trying to have the bragging rights about what the box office it did, I don't think anybody really cares at that point. Especially for,
Right.
I mean, it did okay, it did well, but it still wasn't a huge one. But personally, I like it when movies get re-released in theaters. For example, a movie that I was too young to see when it got released originally in theaters was the Indiana Jones movies. But since then, I've been able to see Raiders of the Lost Ark get released in theaters twice now. And to see that on the big screen is epic and amazing. So I'm all for it. I've seen a few other ones. I saw the Star Wars movies when they got re-released back in the 90s. With the special features and everything, I'd never seen Star Wars on the big screen, so to see that updated on the big screen re-release, that was awesome. So I'm all for it.
You make a good point. I was thinking about movies that have been re-released that I've seen in theaters, and the Studio Ghibli movies were put in the AMC Films or Regal, or I can't remember which one it was. I'm pretty sure it was Regal. And Lulu, if you don't stop. And I saw them. I've seen 3 of them now in theaters, and those were not originally released in theaters, I don't think. Or I was too young to be there for them, and it was amazing seeing them on the big screen. You know, full screen with the popcorn, the whole ambiance. Watching these films that are so amazing, it was great to finally be there. But I think the problem is where it comes like cheating or something was with Jurassic World Dominion, where they're like, we need that box office money, we got to make it big, you know, type of stuff. Who cares at that point?
Yeah, I mean, they have been trying to, like, a lot of movies like Avatar, Endgame has been trying to go back and forth with Avatar, then Avengers Endgame, and then Top Gun's been sticking it up there, and so Titanic has been released like a couple times already too, to try to, you know, build up its box office cred. So
my question is, does it even matter if movies make $1 billion, jillion dollars if they're just going to put it back? And the problem I have with reissuing movies, it's not when movies are put back into theaters after, you know, if they're older. You know, it would be pretty cool to see The Wizard of Oz in theaters. It'd be pretty cool to see the original Star Wars, or Jaws, or, you know, those big blockbusters that are way older, because, you know, we saw it on our TVs. That's the only way we
the
could
James
see
Bond
it.
films too. That'd be super cool.
Yeah. So to live it in a theater, that's one thing. But I think it's rather dirty when companies just put out a movie and they take it back out and they're like, oh, you know what?
It's
we're not quite ready to
it's
end
like
it.
dangling it in front of people's faces and hope that they're like, oh, 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 you know, just like following it. Like, and the company just sees
it's
dollar
back in
signs.
theaters.
Yeah, they just see dollar signs. They're not doing it for any other reason other than just monetary gain.
And if you want to look at what has been going on in the world, you did have, of course, the COVID pandemic, which altered, things for theaters. And so I could understand if movies from 2020 or 2021 were put back in theaters. I could see that.
Yeah, give them their hand at being on the big screen.
Yeah, sort of recoup some of that, or just bring more.
Even some of the movies that went straight to streaming, completely straight to streaming, that might were in theaters but had a low, audience because obviously it was a pandemic and people didn't want to leave their house. But now that that's slowly dying down, that the movies that were in theaters be re-released, and the ones that were straight to streaming be re-released. It's a totally different experience watching a movie on your iPad on a storage bin than seeing it in the big screen and being really excited for it. So that's fine.
I could see that, but when you have how many weeks has Top Gun been in theaters? And
15.
Granted, I understand it's a great film. It is a cool film. People are still seeing it. But when do you pull it out so that other movies can be put in? They can take that spot in the theater house.
I think it's a fine line. I think it's a fine line. I hear what you're saying, and Top Gun's been in theaters for 15 weeks. And it's gone back and forth. This past week, it was still number 3 at the box office. So the thing is, there's demand for that movie. There's a ton of demand. It's doing so well that people want to see it over. And that's the thing. People want to see this movie over and over and over. A movie like that has to have repeat viewings from one person seeing it at least 2 or 3 times.
Could you imagine putting Halloween is coming up. Could you imagine putting Hocus Pocus in theaters, the Scream movies, the other horror films, Jason, Chucky, all of those back on the big screen just for one last hurrah or something, so you can go to the theater with a crowd of people and all be freaking scared out of your pants all together. Quiet Place, something like that. So you're all
I can see that.
That would be so enjoyable for some people, just to go back and be in that immersive experience with other people. Because whenever it's just your family at home, you've been doing that for the past 3 years. But if it's
old news,
right? But if you're putting these old films back in theaters, it gets the hype again. It makes you excited. So there's no personal gain in doing that. It's let's just give people something to do.
And Katie made a good point. I do agree too as well that when a movie that is very popular, very successful, and it's still stuck in theaters for a time, it can probably take away from a smaller independent film from breaking out, from getting some attention,
Marcel with the shoes.
But I mean, that's
Marcel
a very
was trampled.
niche film, niche.
But you have that new movie. What was it called? Nope or something.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope did well. That's a blockbuster.
Is it?
It did.
But I really haven't heard anybody talk about it.
I heard it was just okay. It wasn't one of his better.
I mean,
films
it's got the name appeal of Jordan Peele, who's a stud director now. It's got a good cast, decent cast, some well-known names.
But
so
even what else is out right now that are grabbing people to the theaters?
But
bodies.
But the past month, it's been the slowest time for movie theaters since the pandemic started. I mean,
Well,
so
that's gonna
only-
change too.
only
that's gonna
Top Gun is
change-
proof. It's only Top Gun is proof.
That's gonna change when we get deeper into September, October. You're gonna see all the horror films come out.
Yeah, and then the holiday
and then-
titles.
Well, not Mario.
Not Mario's one of them. What the heck?
Lest we forget. I don't know. I just think that right now I think there is a trend that I guess I'm seeing it more. Maybe that's why I'm a little concerned about it. But I mean, okay, so why not why are we not seeing movies like Pixar films or even Disney films do this? Is it because they've already made their money and they're content with it? But then that sort of contradicts what we're thinking.
I think it's those films that have broken the big box office numbers. So they can always have that as the bragging rights. That's why Endgame might get released every so often, because they're like, wow, this is the biggest movie of all time. It had so many actors and actresses in it. That's why it'll get released. Titanic, this is the greatest film of the 90s. Relive it again. The romance of the ship going down, or go back to Avatar, to Pandora, to reliving it again. One of the biggest blockbuster film of all time. Blah 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 blah. It's all about just like, now we're gonna keep trying to one up each other. Just those specific films, maybe though.
I think it's just James Cameron funding his next big project. Instead of going to the deepest part of the ocean, now he's going to go to the core of the world.
That's been done. We saw that with
where
Brendan
the crab
Fraser.
people live.
We saw that with Brendan Fraser and Josh Hutcherson in Hutchinson, whatever his
Journey
name is.
to the Center of the
Yeah,
Earth.
we saw that already.
Speaking
of Brendan Fraser,
Uncle Brendan.
Uncle Brendan making his comeback.
Uncle Brendan did it first.
See, that was 2008, man. 2008.
Oh wow,
Okay,
really?
but I mean, okay, so
Let's get that movie back in theaters. Let's go. I'm here,
okay,
Brendan.
so why not? So I just don't know. Maybe it, according to your defense, it is about these big movies still trying to make more money. Because they've already been big blockbuster things.
They have a built-in audience. It's
So
people are going to go
make
see it.
more money,
But
so that
even-
James Cameron
okay, so-
can go to the center of the earth.
So think about the people who were kids when those movies came out. Just like what Brian was talking about Indiana
Wait.
Jones. He was a
Wait,
child
wait,
when that
pause.
movie came out.
Pause,
What?
please. What year? I'm just having you said age, and it just made me think. What year did Endgame come out?
2016?
That was 20. No, it was 2019.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. 2018 or 2019. It was one of those.
Endgame?
Yeah.
When did that
Yeah.
come out?
Timmy Tantrum in the comments gonna
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, I
April
told you.
26th, 2019.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Yeah.
ever question me again.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
Timmy Tantrum.
But no.
Okay, and
what was I
only-
saying? Oh, but like the people who were too old to too young to appreciate those movies when they came out. Titanic. That was literally the year I was born, so obviously I could not see it in theaters. So if I wanted to go appreciate young Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet now, that would be great for me to go see it in theaters and be like, I was there when I was a baby. Something like that. Or Jaws. I wasn't alive when that movie came out, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
75.
Yeah, no, I definitely was not alive then. Neither were you or you. So that would be great to go see a film like that in theaters on the big screen and just go, wow.
Yeah,
I've seen
I
this
get that.
movie a gazillion times on TV, but it's even better now.
I get that. My argument is for recent movies that they
No,
just put back in.
That's a money grab, for sure.
Yeah, and that is what I have a problem with. That
Yes.
is the one thing that I have a problem with.
And I would say most people would too. They'd be like,
But you know what? but then in defense of it, just devil's advocate, the movie theaters though, they are like, yes, please, because these movies are the ones that are keeping this industry alive.
Yeah.
Truly. Top Gun, that movie saved the industry. It really did. It's keeping the doors of movie theaters open. It's keeping the lights on. People are getting paid because of a movie like that.
My family can still be fed.
Yeah, it's because of that. So it's good that those movies exist and that they get released, and it's good that they make a ton of money. It's really good that it's honestly so good that even a movie like Transformers is made and is able to make money for the theater to at least be there, to exist. And then, but they should still show films that never get a chance to see the light of day. So
Yes. So there's I guess what we're deciding is there are positive notes and negative notes.
It's negative when it is the cash grab and you're like, yeah, money, 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 Mr. Krabs. But the positive comes where you're like, I was a baby in 1997 and I really want to see the Titanic on the big screen. So it is good for those people who want to see a favorite movie, a past old movie.
Harry Potter would be a good one.
Yes, exactly. People
and and they do that too. They nowadays they'll re-release like for when the Hobbits were coming out, they re-released the Lord of the Rings movies, so you got to see them in theaters. When they did those
did they do the same thing for Jurassic World? Did they put Jurassic Park?
The magical animals and where to find them or whatever? They re-released all the Harry Potter films. So that's good to do that because those have a huge fan base. What is
Fantastic
it? It's
Fantastic
like
and where to find them.
the
Magical animals and pointing them out.
what was the kid named
There.
like lizard, salamander?
Hey, wasn't that a character in the movie?
Newt Scamander.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Newt Salamander.
Yeah, I knew I had it.
So I think
and Dumble Richard.
Jumbo Dick.
Whoa! Whoa!
You weren't supposed to say it out loud. I was just kind of. Oh, that's so
and
dumb.
with that ends. You're done. With that concludes this week's episode of Bump That, episode 81. Thank you guys so much for listening. We would love to hear what you guys have to think or have to say in the comments down below. Do you agree with reissuing movies? Is it good, bad, or the ugly? Just kidding. Is it cheating? We really want to know. Also, we want to know, how excited are you to see Brendan Fraser back in the scene? I just want to know. Everybody put a heart in I was going to say in the chat. Put a heart in the comments down for Uncle Brendan. I'm done. Please subscribe if you haven't already so you can become a sibling. Join the family. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button if you enjoyed this week's episode. And we've got Brian in this corner.
Fly, you fools.
We've got KT in this corner.
Lumbus bread.
Wow. I know, it was such a long pause.
I thought she was. Never mind.
No, I thought about it. You want me to do it?
No, it's too late now.
Do it.
Time is better.
Do
Don't do it. You ruin it. Don't do it.
Do
Don't do
it.
it. Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't.
Do it.
I promise to the
Brian,
Lord,
set it
don't do
up.
it.
Do it.
Set it up.
Fly, you fools.
Oh!
That's so good. Oh my goodness. What is it? Legolas, get them up. Hello?
Yes.
No one said it!
Give them a moment, for pity's sake.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. And
Tonight these hills will be swarming with orcs. We must reach the woods of Lothlorien. Gimli, Legolas, get them up. Pizza. Frodo!
And I'm Ileana, your host. Signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. Thank you guys so much.
Stay
for
close, young
listening.
hobbits. There's a witch who lives in these woods.
And
Of unspeakable power.
we will see you in next week's episode.
Sean
Bye-bye.
Connery. Sean Connery dwarf.
All right.